isn't your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Brad Shaw and Dan Chichagash. Buckle in. The show starts now.
And welcome to a brand new episode of Crush This Live. I am always the monster truck conductor Brad Shaw, and that weirdo punching. Hey, Cheech, hold up, knock it off. What's up, buddy?
How's it?
How's it going, buddy?
We'll do that one more time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. How's it going, dude?
Extend. Hey, I'm doing pretty well. Just getting ready. I got nothing to say really because it's the same old thing. We're just getting ready for a show. I'm getting ready. Also, July 5th is another Trigger King event over in Waterloo, Illinois. Going to do that stuff. Thanks again to JB Scale Graphics and J Concepts for helping out. Also, 6B Apparel for the cool crew shirts. Mario Garza on the Monster Truck Technology. Did you get it? Did you get your crew shirt?
No, but no. I still got the old one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a small little rant here. USPS and the Canada Post, you suck. It's been a month. It's in Canada. It's been a month since my shirt was shipped. Please, I want my crew shirts. Please. I'm starting to lose my patience. You know, Cheech has his, and I still don't have mine. What the hell?
Well, I mean, you gotta talk to USPS or CPS or whatever you have, Canada Moose tracking device. I don't know what you guys deal with. But also, I just thought High Octane Coffee. What's up? Also Back Channel Productions, and also I got decals ready to go. So if anyone wants some decals, I still got the old ones, and got some new ones. It's just crazy that we get these decals. They're like $5 a pop. And no one wants to buy them, but they always ask them, "Can I have a decal? Can I have this? Can I have that?" Well, where's my? I don't know. You know, make some excuse saying like, "Yeah, it's just $5. $5. It's maybe $7 in Canada, but $5.
$5. $5.
I'm on a little rampage too, talking about how cheap people are sometimes. You know what I mean? $5, unless you're a guest, but you know. It's okay, folks. We got decals, we got t-shirts. Show some love. I know we got some tough times and stuff like that, but you know we love every single one of you guys, and just coming up with some new materials. We got some decals for you guys for $5 a pop, old ones and new ones. So, like, if Brad shows the old crew shirt, there's the new logo right there. That's the new decal.
Hold up, I gotta button this shirt up first so you can see the old logo again.
Okay, I'm not holding my finger up that long.
Hold up. I'm getting her done, boys. I bet our guests that are waiting in the wings are just laughing at this right now.
Oh, there we go. There's the decals right there. That's the old one if you guys want to rock that one too. So we got logo. That plus the crew shirts. If you guys want a crew shirt, just contact us. We'll work something out. Chris will help out with 6B apparel and stuff like that. Let me get to the next guest. That's the PSA for today. Let's see here. Well, Mike, buy a decal and you get a decal. Anyway, these two, I would call them friends, call them awesome people. They own, now pretty soon, like a huge monster truck group. Brought an awesome name back and that made it his own, and also made a secondary truck for his wife, and his kids are driving mini monster trucks too. We'll learn about a little bit of his history, and he's been in it for a while. But he's still, I guess he's still a youngin', but he's been there for a while. But it's none other than Zane and Lindsey Rettew.
How's it going, guys?
Great. Cheech or something else, man. You will always be forever one of my favorite characters I've ever met in my life. I absolutely love you.
Hey, you guys, I gotta do this twice a week with him. I gotta do with him twice a week.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, how's it going, folks? How's Delaware?
Oh, we love it, man. We gotta show you. Like, we got our little farmhouse and stuff all set up. Our shop is back there behind the tree line with the test track. We made a pretty hard move for our family to move here a little over a year ago, but I don't know, man. It's been awesome so far, and we are loving it.
We'll talk about the driving school and everything like that afterwards, but Brad has a question.
Yeah, so you guys were located in Pennsylvania for a long time, and so what made the move to Delaware? Was it just more space? Just the timing was right? What prompted the move for you guys?
Everything you just said. Pennsylvania is awesome. Our heart is always going to be there. We absolutely love Lancaster County. It's honestly one of the most beautiful places that we've seen. And it was really hard. Everybody knows I always bled Pennsylvania, always tooted that I was from Lancaster. And then all of a sudden, whoa, Zane and Lindsey are moving. And we just always had a vision for what we wanted our family, our kids to grow up, our shop, the driving experience that we're going to talk about. And unfortunately, Lancaster really held us back. Property taxes were super expensive. Property was expensive. The terrain, if you've ever been in Lancaster County, is hills and cheap. You got your CDL, you drive an 80,000-pound rig. Going up hills at 10, 15 miles an hour when you're half asleep trying to get home and you got a motor to put in a truck is not fun. So we found this beautiful piece of paradise here in Delaware, and we just love it. Absolutely fell in love with it, and it was a hard decision to move our family 2 hours away, but we try to not look back. We're people that sort of look positive and look at all the good to come, so we're making the best of it.
So we're gonna do like a lot of the podcasts do. We're gonna go back in time and start off the story of little Zane or two.
Stinger.
And Stinger. And how you got started. Quick timeline of how you got started. How did you get with Ed Beckley and the checker flag, and then what pursued you to get
Lindsey,
a monster truck?
I gotta get you something a second.
Thanks.
So Lindsey, when you were in high school, did you play soccer?
No, I did not play soccer. Oh no, here it comes.
I didn't know you were going back in time, but this is one of my all-time favorite pictures, and I had this always to this day hanging on my refrigerator. And this is one thing that from day one when I found this, it's the first thing I see in the morning when I get up. After I get up out of bed, it's always hanging on my refrigerator. This is little Zane in probably 1990 in that horribly ugly sweater that my mother, thanks Mom, dressed me in to go to the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex to see a monster truck show. And I don't think this was like my first show ever, but I definitely remember being there. And dude, everybody is spoiled nowadays. You remember the days going to a monster truck show? You didn't know what trucks were going to be there. You knew. I
love that.
Oh,
I remember absolutely positively this day, not knowing what trucks were going to be there. And my mom and dad were waiting there with my brother to buy tickets. And soon as Mom and Dad got tickets, I ran through the little rolly thing and into the vomitory because I couldn't wait to see what trucks were there. And Black Stallion.
I was the same way.
Black Stallion was there, Goliath, Barefoot, Predator. I remember, man, and this here right here, shows like that is what got me dreaming and wanting me to get involved in this. And I think pretty much anybody that's watching the podcast, I would assume, has heard my story, because I just tell the story all the time to kids. Every interview I get to keep kids dreaming. I didn't come from a lot of money. Lindsey didn't come from money. And you know what? We did this ourselves as a team and a family. And you know what? This right here is what it's all about. And that's why I love the pit parties. I love when little kids come up and want their picture taken with Stinger Unleashed or Pretty Wicked. Because you know what? In 20 years, you never know if, me and Stinger Unleashed are going to be hanging on somebody's refrigerator. And you know what? So as I got older into high school.
My fridge right there. See, there's a Stinger right there. No, sorry. I need to get one.
As I got older, I got to be pretty good friends with John Seasock. And honestly, I can say to this day that I owe all of this to John. He was the one that I was, on the Monster Mayhem board and stuff. And he was always the one, him and Andrew Palachko, always trying to keep Zane in check and keep me on the right track. And, I was, I think, in 8th grade, and I shadowed him for, career day. And it was like the coolest thing ever. He took his time, literally just came back from World Finals 1 or 2, I think it was that year, and literally took a day all to me. And, obviously now I see how few and far family days are between. So now looking back that he actually put what little time he did have with his family on hold, to have a kid, come up that idolized him, and spend the day with me. It was super cool. But that is what got me even dreaming further. Fast forward probably 4 years later, I had Lindsey. And
I didn't know what a monster truck was when I met him.
She had no idea.
Just along for the ride.
And funny story, I think we were together like maybe 6 months before I even sprung on her that I was like a closeted monster truck nerd. I remember I was headed to the Philadelphia Spectrum with Stephen Walker, and she was like, "What are you and Stephen going to do?" And we're like, "Oh, we're going to hang out and check out Monster Jam." And she's like, "What the hell is that?" And it wasn't something I went around tooting everybody about. And then we met Richie Blackburn with Demon. Later became Viper and Monster Medic. We both worked for him while we did the Checkered Flag production tour. And I don't know. Actually, we met Jack Brady too, and we helped build a ride truck with him. And then we mutually met Richie Blackburn.
Yeah.
And then, And then we started working for Richie while we were working for Checkered Flag as a team. And then we didn't have some work one fall with Richie, so Ed Beckley asked us to come, run some shows for him. And actually, I think I announced before I ever even ran a show. And the rest is history. Ed offered pretty much her and I a full-time gig, which we were very appreciative of. Ed and I later we parted ways, but as I've gotten older and I've grown wiser to how much Ed actually offered us.
We kind of got our foot in the door.
Absolutely.
The ball rolling.
Ed got our foot in the door. And I learned a lot of things from Ed that I at one time looked as like a bad thing. And now I'm learning later in life, as much as I can't believe I say this, that now I see what Ed was talking about or this or that. And I don't know, maybe one day Ed and I will be able to sit down and have a beer together and I can thank it. But I definitely appreciate everybody that's paved the way for my family and opened doors to get us to where we are. I mean, every step of the way, every stepping stone was a huge step forward to get us to where we are now. We couldn't be more grateful.
One thing is I knew of you when you were working with CFP. I also have a connection with the Bigfoot truck that I designed and won the contest.
That was awesome time, wasn't it?
Oh man, that was something like. Did you have a hand in that, with the whole idea of having a fan design the truck? Because that was something that was so unique.
Ed always was business 101 with us. He always instilled in us. We got to be making money. We treat people as best we can. And it was one of those things that I was so young and naive at the time. In my head, it wasn't about making money for Checkered Flag. It was about doing really cool stuff with monster trucks. And I remember so many times Ed would say, "Dude, you got to turn the internet kid off and turn on. Let's make Checkered Flag some money." And I wasn't saying that in a big way at all, but it was just so far to left field that I wanted to do really cool stuff. And I don't really remember all the details, but we got in the business with Steelskins Graphics at the time, who ended up sponsoring Bad Boy Bigfoot. And then Bob Trent was always super cool to us and really easy to work with. And it was just one of those things that just a whole bunch of ideas and the perfect storm came together. And I always forget, as much as you do for our team nowadays, Brad, I completely forget that you designed Bad Boy Bigfoot for us. That is like super cool.
Yeah, there was the first one that Cale Putnam did, and then there's the second one, the flat black one that I did. And I want to thank you guys for, I want to say no, like, for letting me design stuff for you guys. And it was started with the logo on your shirt there back in your early days of Rettew Motorsports, and then being able to work on you guys with Pretty Wicked. That, even though, I had some issues on my part, it was my first full design, and now I've learned from that. You guys have really helped me out, and being able to see one of my designs in a Monster Jam event was like a surreal moment. Like, hey, that was created on my computer. Like, holy shit.
No, and you know what? Dude, I have grown up so much over the last 2 or 3 years, and a lot more humble now than I used to be. And it's not for any other reason than I realize that, honestly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, people like you, Brad, are truly like the unsung heroes that get very, very few recognition for all the stuff you've done for our team. I mean, it's just like, on the traveling last week, I was like, man, I need some, 5x7 cards made up. And you were like my go-to, like, hey, can we do this? And I mean, I don't know what you were doing, but you pretty well stopped what you were doing to get me this design cranked out. And, I mean, there's so many people like you, Danny Moss, designed the original wrap on Stinger back in the day. There are just so many people. Safari Sons that hooks us up with our t-shirts. Jason Brander. So many people, not even talking about the guys that help us in the shop, but so many people like you that you guys might think it's a small part, but when you actually stop and think about it, I don't know what I'd do without you guys. Like, you guys that do what you do because you love what you do. I mean, it's a huge help to us. So I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. We can't thank all of you guys enough that helped take our team to where it is.
And I want to say thank you. It's something that I never thought in a million years that it would, for me, a guy that lives in middle of Canada, like nowhere Canada, has the opportunity to do what I've been able to do. So thank you guys.
And then Zane turns back into an asshole and tells you the other day that, hey, we need to change Pretty Wicked's design because when
Hey, I got the time. I can do something about it. I got time.
We've decided we're going to body style. Pretty Wicked's going to be sporting a brand new body style for the next event, whichever that may be, whether it be Bloomsburg or Jennerstown for All-Star Monster Trucks or the Buck, wherever it is. The next show we do in July, Pretty Wicked 79 for Bronco is
no longer.
So we're going to keep the current wrap.
Same design, but different.
Yeah, we're going to keep your wrap for another year or so. And but we're going to get her on a new body style that fits the cab a little bit better. So I stop slugging her every time she rolls over.
Dang it. Actually, it's pretty crazy because, Zane, you kind of helped me when I started in this monster truck world, because remember the Toughest Monster Truck Tour in Youngstown in 2012? I was helping out with Chris. You were doing that tour. I think it was your first year with the Stinger truck, which we'll talk a little bit about how you got into that. But I was with Chris Parrish, and you got me.
Chris Parrish is a good dude, man. Sorry to interrupt you, but Cookie, if you're listening, you were one of those people also that we just ran into this over the past week. I'm sorry to hijack you, Chief, but there are so many good people that we run across that we haven't seen in years.
Oh, man.
Chris Parrish overall is just a solid dude, has the best interest of everybody. And godly, he is fun to be around. But anyway,
make you laugh.
Go ahead, Cheech.
Unpause. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to say, because you helped me out with one of the first shows, you and Jocelyn and Jeff Perrin were the ones that kind of, like, because I helped out as a track crew guy when you did the Westmoreland County show during your events, and then it was your show that got me to start helping out as a crew guy with when you had a bounty hunter there, and one time was Crustacean and other shows like that. But it was your show. You okayed me to come in and help out. When all how it is with fairs. Oh yeah, come over, and you get to the fair and they're like, "Rrr," and you're like, I can't come in. You gotta buy a ticket. All right,
Dude,
security guard.
You are cheap entertainment. Anybody that would not allow you to be in a pit area should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, well, the rent-a-cops are ashamed of themselves then. And then, well, anyway, you kind of, helped me get into that, and then, along the lines of then going with other promoters, and then getting the Monster Jam, and now with the Hall Brothers. But, I don't get. I guess you don't get. I mean, just the friendship that me and you have, and I think that says a lot of thanking and stuff like that.
Well,
but
I appreciate it, man. We got back to monster trucking this weekend. We took Pretty Wicked, the ATI Performance Stinger Unleashed, and actually CJ took his little mini Stinger. We took Barely Tame, Little Garrett, and both of our ride trucks up to the All-Star Monster Truck Tour in Lake Erie. Dude, we have done that show for 4 or 5 years, and it literally has always been a special place for us. It just always has been. What a home run weekend. Like, we ran with some of the hardest running trucks we get to run with.
How about Too Tall?
Oh, dude, it was great seeing David again. Fantastic. He whooped our butts on Saturday.
Yeah.
I can't believe how good he is doing. Much respect to him. Paul Jensen put together, like, 2 awesome trucks, top-notch equipment. Corey and Jay Snyder were there, 2 of my favorite people in the industry. They were there with Toxic. We got to see Bob Robbins. He was there.
How was that?
Awesome. Dude, Trayton is killing it. He went to the finals on Friday night against Corey Snyder, I believe. It was a neck-and-neck finish, and Trayton ended up getting a win, and it was very cool seeing Trayton, both second-generation drivers, Trayton and Corey, driving in the finals. They killed it. I got the best trick and freestyle and overall win my first night back on Friday. And then on Saturday, the night didn't go as planned. I had
the younger boys took over.
The younger boys took over on
They
Saturday,
took over.
man, and I was having a hard time keeping up with them. I was just getting into my groove on freestyle, and I had a roll pin bust in my distributor, so I probably only got about half of my run done, which honestly, for our team and budget for the weekend, was probably a good thing because I did a lot of chassis damage on Friday night. I had one of the cage, well, not the cage bar, but it's a down bar from the cage to the shock hoops come down when I landed upside down on a hay rail. But regardless, they packed the place. We had a blast, and I don't know. It's always fun running with all-star monster trucks. Brian Wagner and I have been good friends for a long, long time. And I don't know, I'm just so proud of him. He has his own promotion company now, and honestly, they're probably one of our favoriteest groups to run for. So it was awesome to be back, watching the little boys, my boys out there running. Can't help but bring a tear to your eye, man. They did so good. I was so proud of them.
Now, one guy that you guys were able to run with, who I've met and got to hang out, he used to work with Bill Payne, is Dawson Reyes. He came out there and drove the other kamikaze truck. How did he do in the event? I know he's kind of been with a couple different teams.
Huge air assault all weekend long. The kid can drive, man. I knew he was coming. I didn't really follow who he was. I saw I was friends with him on Facebook. But I mean, obviously anybody that has monster trucks, you're pretty much friends with everybody, and you don't really follow everybody if you don't know them. And I was like, how's this guy doing? And they're like, oh, huge air. And he didn't disappoint, man. 2 wheels or a best trick competition freestyle. That truck lands so good. And I don't know. I think that kid is definitely one to be watching. Paul definitely has a good thing going there with his other team, having Too Tall and Dawson there. I don't know. I'd love to run with him again. Absolutely.
So with the COVID-19 that was going on and stuff like that, has that affect your own promotion? Is there any shows coming up soon with your deal there, Zane?
You just had to bring up COVID-19, didn't you, Cheech?
It's
bring it up.
Hey guys, hold up. I gotta do this to Cheech quickly. Gotta get another punch in.
that was probably one of the darkest days of our lives that ended up turning into a huge blessing. We run ourselves ragged, and anybody that has watched us over the last 5 to 10 years of social media, dude, there's no rest, man.
It's go.
Go. And man, we needed the break. We did so much stuff together as a family, and just we got to sit around knowing we had nothing to do and watch our kids grow up and watch what they like and watch them go swimming. And I learned more about my kids over the 3 months of COVID break than, sadly, I can say that I've learned over the last 10 years. And that's sort of a shame, but it really made you realize that there's more to life than these. And you know what? I'm glad we're back at it for our financial sake. We can keep making money, but you're going to see a whole different animal as far as our business practice and operating our business and how many shows we book, and actually who we book shows with,
the people that we surround ourselves with,
and who we want our kids to be surrounded by. We have learned a lot over the last 3 months, and I'm excited to for what the future holds, and to keep growing as a family and a team.
So let's go back. Cheech mentioned going back to the beginning. So when you built your first truck, talk about the building it, because it was kind of a unique piece. It was kind of a shorter wheelbase truck, and then how'd you come up with bringing the old Stinger identity back? Like, how did that all come about?
Yep. You know what? Another person that never gets enough praise from me is my old buddy Randy Barton, which I really need to call and catch up with him. He built me 2 chassis for Boogie Van and Stinger for pennies on the dollar just to help this dream come alive. And I don't want him to ever think that we don't appreciate the chassis, because they were built for what I initially wanted, and I just had so much fun driving. I outgrew it very quick, and it's nothing against him. He built what I wanted. But yeah, we brought Stinger back. It was just always one of my favorite trucks. I still get quite a few people asking about the tail, and I don't know, it might make a resurgence here soon. But yeah, man, thanks to Facebook, we have the flashbacks of this day back in time, and I just made a long-winded post a couple weeks ago. I mean, you might have read it. They reminded me of 10 years ago our Stinger was built, and I get anxiety and panic attacks. Like, I didn't even have my CDL, man. 2 days before we put so much time and effort into this, in building a truck and a team, and they're like, somebody said to us, like,
how are you getting it there?
I'm like, I'm driving it. Well, you got your CDL? Huh? What? Dude, I failed my CDL test, and the guy was like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, well, I'm loading my kids.
We're going
up
to Wyoming.
We're going to Wyoming, Sheridan, Wyoming, for a monster truck show. And he's like, dude, you can't do this. I'm not going to let you do it to yourself. Come back tomorrow morning. I'll make sure you get your license. So I came back the next morning, and I don't know what all strings he pulled, but he gifted me my CDL, and I swear to God, it happened just that easy. And I loaded up with $20 left in our bank account, maybe, and we headed to Sheridan, Wyoming for our first show. And I can just thank the Lord above, that everything worked out the way it did. And but yeah, so that goes back to that. But as far as COVID goes, off on my tangent, we definitely have some scheduled events that rescheduled of our own. Ones I can think of right off the top of our head, Fulton Speedway in Fulton, New York, was supposed to happen July 18 and 19, I believe it was. We're hoping to push that back to October. If not, it'll be canceled. The Shelby County Fair in Sydney, Ohio, canceled for July 26th or 7th, something like that. Rescheduled till next year. Seekonk, Massachusetts, always one of our favorite stops on board. Ed St. Germain up at Seekonk Speedway. Our August 1st show canceled. But hopefully now we're going to do a full-blown show up there as opposed to 4 trucks. We hope to have 6. I think the new date for that's October 3.
Yep.
So we have a lot of cool stuff in the works that I'm hoping just keeps falling in place. But you know what? We got the driving experience that it's like a dream come true of mine, up and running, and hopefully that'll keep our family held over. And I'm super excited this weekend, man. You guys keep your eyes on the driver.
Talk about that. Talk about more
Yep.
about that.
I'm trying to. You interrupted me.
Well, we need some airtime. Um,
Oh my god.
DriveRealMonsterTrucks.com. Mark Albert, one of my boys, one of my good friends, has been like the brainchild behind pushing me to make sure this just keeps happening and we keep moving forward. We got an awesome test track out there. It's 150 by 300. Some pretty gnarly jumps. We got K-rail set up as a barrier. We got monster lights in the corners. Pretty much all three of our trucks are fair game. We got a 2019 Cohen truck with a 540 Richard Midget motor. We got a 2018 Patrick with a 555 Richard Midget motor. And we got a 2017 Patrick with a 540 Richard Midget motor. Those girls are back there. The bodies are all ripped off of them. And our first two students are coming this weekend. Alberto is coming for Saturday test session, and Thomas Bennett is coming on Sunday. And I literally, like a little kid, I just can't wait. We've left quite a few, like some of our friends that are Monster Jam techs. Kevin Payne, my quad rider Brett Butter, Gavin Johnson, Bill Gillen. We've left quite a few people drive our monster trucks, and I have had so much fun watching them be Billy Badass when they go to get into a truck. Oh, I'm going to send it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And as soon as they start the truck, man,
It's a whole
other ball game. I love working through the jitters with them. I love it. I love teaching people anything I can about these trucks. And DriveRealMonsterTrucks.com. Check us out on Facebook, because I'm definitely going to be sharing as much behind-the-scenes footage with you this weekend as I can. Our good friend Nick Davis is coming with Black Channel Productions on Sunday to video pretty much start to finish the whole day with Thomas Bennett, and to make some promo videos and whatnot. I don't know. I'm just really hoping it works out. And I mean, even if we do a few a year, I'm excited to get people behind the wheel. I'm excited, man.
And again, that website, it's right there, DriveRealMonsterTrucks.com.
Man, that is a really good looking graphic. I wonder who made that.
I wonder. I really wonder. So, I'm hoping that I can someday make it down there and do it myself. It's still a dream of mine. I got to probably lose a few pounds to get my fat ass in one of the seats. But but that's one thing that, I love about you guys and your team is like, having Kevin Payne get in a truck, Gavin, you guys like to give back to all those other people that help you guys out. And that's one thing that since day one that you guys have always been a part of. Like it's like what you had on the original truck, the wish it, dream it, do it. You guys still have that motto today, and I love that.
Yeah, it's been one of those things, man, that it's I don't know, it's just been a very humbling couple years, and I don't know, we're very proud of where we're at. And I can't explain to you how excited Lindsey and I are for the future of what's to come with this team. We got possibly another chassis in the works coming. We got some more stuff happening with the mini monster trucks. We got some great new additions to the team as far as drivers coming for both the mini monster trucks and
I'm super excited about that.
like, it is so funny how somebody puts some people in your life out of nowhere in a really shitty situation,
And they become
and then you all of a sudden meet
friends.
somebody in a shitty situation and they become really good friends and have a lot in common. And I'm excited for the relationships we've developed, and I'm can't wait to share them with you guys and see what the future holds for all of us. I don't know, I'm just excited. You can't tell.
So anyway, if anyone's interested in the driving experience, what the procedure? If they go online, do they have to basically get information, like type in the information, or
Go to our website, and next week there should be a promo video up. But go to our website, and there's pretty much a questionnaire that you need to fill out. Right now we're a little limited on the size of people we can handle. And until we get some more bookings rolling in, we're going to eventually order some larger seats. But you pretty much need to get pretty much a health waiver signed. Let us know if you have any health problems, vision problems, panic attacks, claustrophobic, any motion sickness, any of that kind of stuff. Get us your height, weight, dimensions. Pretty easy and straightforward. You can go click on the day you want to do. Any day that is available. We're only taking care of one student per day to make sure they have plenty of time to get seated in their truck, and they have plenty of time to
get comfortable.
Yeah, get their composure and get to go have fun in it. And then just pay your 25% deposit, and the online process is pretty streamlined thanks to Mark. And just like that, you're booked. And we'll make sure you have all the driving gear you need: socks, gloves, shoes, socks, fire suit, helmet, Hans device, head and neck restraint, earbuds, microphone kit to talk to me. And pretty much anything you need. If you have your own safety equipment, you're more than welcome to bring it. In fact, we would encourage that. That way it's already set up for you. But it's pretty exciting. We got quite a few bookings coming in, and I'm hoping after this weekend, I hope it goes well. Hopefully we get some good feedback from our two guys that are coming this weekend, and this will really be something that takes off.
So I wanted to ask, when you were coming up with the truck for Lindsey and you came up with Pretty Wicked, how did those talks go? Lindsey, were you wanting to drive, a truck? Is it something that you were like, I'm not too sure, and how did that all come about?
Do you want to know the real answer?
Yes, we want the real answers here.
I want to know the real answer.
No, I had no interest in driving a truck at all, but it's not bad. I'm getting more comfortable in it, getting more used to it going out there. I love the fans, going to pit parties, meeting all the kids, the little girls. Like, it's amazing feeling. But no, I had no intention of ever driving a monster truck.
I was going to ask, there's a bit of a delay. I apologize. How did you come up with the concept of Pretty Wicked? Because I remember when you messaged me about it, you were just like, "This is the name," and that was it. There wasn't like a big elaborate idea. There was just, here's the name, here's the colors, let's go.
Well, I think we sort of came up with it because I always told Lindsey she was a pretty wicked wife, and then I told her when we had kids she's a pretty wicked mom, and that is sort of one of those things that just stuck. And she always likes polka dots and tie-dye, so we just sort of gave it up to you, Brad. And
there you go. Make it.
Worked your magic on that. So.
There we go. And then what got you with the old school body, though?
I don't really know.
Bronco.
I actually had some weird, Brad knows if anybody knows, that I just get some really off-the-wall ideas, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I will message him after not talking to him for a month and be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All of a sudden, like 3 years ago, I got this really weird premonition while I was at Bloomsburg that I wanted to get rid of Stinger, switch my identity over to something like loud and crazy and do some soft-top Bronco for me, with like paint splatter, and then like 2 days later, I was like, it was the best idea ever. I'm sticking with Stinger. It's my baby. Well, fast forward to when we phased out MOD to take a break. We knew Monster Jam and us had talked, and they were okay with her coming on board. She went to Monster Jam University, and we threw the idea out of Pretty Wicked on the Bronco, and it stuck and just happened. We're sad to see the Bronco go, but if you guys haven't been able to tell, she's pretty hard on equipment.
You're hard on equipment.
And the body just does not fit that chassis very well at all. And
it doesn't take any rollovers, hard hits, nothing.
And it just doesn't hold up. It's not the integrity of the body. It's just that cage wasn't meant for it.
Well.
So we're gonna switch that out, and I think I'm drawing a blank. Out of Florida. Just ordered the body from him. Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry, Aaron. We just talked to Aaron Starr yesterday and ordered her body. It should be here next week, and then obviously it's going to head up to staff at 717 Wraps and Graphics to get the Pretty Wicked wrap put on it. So I'm thinking by maybe the end of the next week or so, you'll be able to get some sneak peeks of it. Hopefully it looks pretty cool.
See, that's the one thing that, that I love about your guys' team. And you're mentioning MOD, Master of Disaster. you guys brought back a lot of old school names. You know, the Barely Team name, Master of Disaster. How did all that come about? Because that was a unique thing. No one had seen those names for a long time.
No problem.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, I get so much grief from quite a few people in this industry. And I actually just had a really good conversation with Scott Hess from Barefoot over this past week and Jerry Richmond. I'm not saying they agree with me or nothing. I'm just saying I had this conversation with them. Like, I got so much grief from quite a few people that we brought back either Boogie Van or MOD or Barely Tame. Like, if anybody thinks we are gaining financially from running these names, like, you're just delusional. We have gained nothing from running these names. The only reason we run these names is because there's a million monster truck identities out there, and there are so many good ones that so many of us remember, kids that aren't around anymore, and the owners don't want to bring back. And it started with Boogie Van, and Mike Vaughters originally gave me his blessing to run it, gave me the original drawing for it, and then Lindsey ended up getting pregnant with was it Garrett? Allie, and couldn't drive. And then we got into financial hardship and ended up needing to sell it. So she never even got to drive Boogie Van, and that sort of became a stalemate with that name and identity over everything. And then when we became a two-truck team again, Paul Strong's always been one of my best friends, ride or dies for a long time. He grew up from the MOD shop probably 20 miles away, and he always loved the identity. So before we sort of committed to running the name, I wanted to make sure he'd wheel it. So obviously, you know how that all went down. And I mean, what is MOD without Barely Tame, right? I mean, they were like two peas in a pod. So we had to bring Barely Tame back. I don't know. We got one or two more old names up our sleeves that the owners aren't super happy about, that I asked for their blessing. And I got some pretty negative feedback over it, but if nobody else is going to run the name, I'm probably just going to bite the bullet, I would assume, and do it and deal with it later. But I don't know. For the most part, it's probably the best to just be respectful of other people's wishes. But at some point, I'm like, I want to run it, and people are going to love it when it comes back. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, I can't wait for whatever you do, it's cool. You know what I mean? So, also talking about first quarter, you know, you had it seemed like a pretty decent first quarter this year.
What?
Yeah.
You were in the same channel I was watching? Two blown motors.
That sounds good.
COVID-19 shutting us down dead in our tracks. What first quarter were you watching, Teach? Let's call it.
I was on Arena Tour 4, so I was having a good time with other people.
This is what nightmares do. It stopped our team dead in our tracks. We had two brand new motors that I spun the bearings and wiped the crank out in, like, what was it, like week 3?
Yeah.
Thankfully, Monster Jam leased us motor to get by the next 2 weeks until COVID shut us down. And then the next weekend, Lindsey's brand new motor, fluke thing happened. Nobody fault of anybody's. The cam broke in it. In introductions, right? Introductions.
And never been made show.
Oh my Lord. It was awful. After, when COVID happened, when we got the call saying to turn around, I think we were high-fiving each other like, hell yeah. Weekend off.
And then 3 months later.
And then I think when we got home, I think that's when we realized how severe this was going to be, and it wasn't really a good thing. But
it wasn't just going to be a quick 1 weekend off.
I've had some really good first quarters. Made some good friends. Lindsey Reed and Scooby Doo became good friends with her beautiful daughter. My God, Coda's a handful. She is adorable. Became good friends with them. Met a lot of great people. And we were excited to start Arena Tour 5 this year, and stuff just, I don't know, from January 1, just stuff didn't really go as planned. We had our new brand new Paul Cohen truck out. Lindsey moved into our older Patrick, which was actually the second oldest truck we had, right? I guess it was the next newest truck other than the new one we built. And we were locked and loaded, ready to go, and we got put back into place fairly quick. Reality check pretty quick, but I don't know. I'm constantly think of all the hardworking people at Monster Jam that got laid off of work. And I'm hoping everything starts up soon and we can see a lot of familiar faces again soon, and get back to doing what we all love.
Well, I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the podcast, but Cheech, you got your pen and paper ready, my friend?
No.
He doesn't have it ready, but he'll remember it. So we have specific questions that we always like to ask our guests. It's been since day one. Some of them, we get varied answers on. So I'm going to start with Zane first on this one. Zane, what is your favorite kind of pie?
Any of them that have a crust on it.
You gotta be more detailed than that.
Any pie, man. Lindsay.
We're going with apple. All right,
Him
there
and
we go.
Al just made an apple pie last night.
Apple pie last night. Lindsay Al and I just made an apple pie last night. So let's go with apple pie.
And then what about you, Lindsay? What's your favorite kind of pie?
Cherry.
Cherry. I like that answer better. I'm a cherry
we
pie
got
guy.
a tie for. So I think that's the first answer for cherry. So that's like a million way tie for fourth.
Hey, I got to give a shout out. Some of the good people that I was telling you about that came into our life in a bad situation just logged on. Kara and Joe, I see you guys are both on. Joe and Kara's son, Logan, this weekend made his monster truck debut in our barely tame mini monster truck. And the kid was so gun shy. He's a really hell of a sprint car driver. Had a really bad sprint car accident. His mom and dad got him back into the mini monster truck for this weekend. And by Lake Erie Saturday night, he was out there wheeling with the best of them. And I don't know. I got my eye on Joe now. I sort of have a feeling he's going to make a good monster truck driver. So I've been egging him on. I need to get him behind the wheel of one of our big trucks. So had to give them a shout out for all the help they did over the weekend for sure. Selling ride truck tickets, putting Stinger back together Friday night. Definitely appreciate all the help. Anyway, back to your questions.
Cheech, you want to ask the next one?
Do you like eggnog or hate eggnog?
Love eggnog.
Oh my god!
We're done.
Oh my god!
Only one kind of eggnog. There's Turkey Hill stuff that's like vanilla, cinnamon. I don't like most eggnog. There's only one type that I like, but I can see why people don't like it because it could sort of be disgusting.
No, gross.
See, this question goes back to mine and Cheech's feud with Philip and Christian Norman, back when Cheech lived with those guys, and it's been since day one of the podcast basically, and it's a war. It's a literal war between us whenever that question comes up.
I hate it.
You hate it, Brad? Do you like it?
I despise it. I can't do it. Okay, my reasoning though is I don't like nutmeg, and I hate the nutmeg flavor.
I don't even know what nutmeg is.
It's a spice.
Yeah, it can be.
It's a spice, Zane. It's a spice.
It can be overpowering.
Get your crap right, Zane. Yeah.
Oh, it's all right. Lindsay didn't want to make a pie last night with Allie because she was tired. So I'm like, Lindsay, we promised Allie you were going to make a pie. She's like, well, why don't you make her a pie? So Allie and I got on our aprons and started making a pie. And then Lindsay's over there. Hey, you need to add this. Hey, you need to add that. It's like, shut up over there. Are you going to make it with her?
Just actually want to give a shout out to your son, CJ. He just commented, "Come on, Joe."
Oh yeah, CJ's up in his room, I suppose. CJ, isn't it past your bedtime, son?
See, I was actually supposed to race against your son online a few weeks ago. I just wanted to mention that.
What?
How's he been transitioning into the mini monster stuff? Was he like hooked on at a very young age with monster trucks?
That's funny.
Oh,
he was supposed to raise them online. What?
He is killing it. Look at that. Will this show here? Look at that wheel. Dude, I am so proud of that kid. I don't know. I don't know, man. He's grown up before a blink of my eye. I can't even believe he's 13 now, going to be 14.
Well, we also can't thank Brian with All-Star enough for letting them come and run this past weekend.
Absolutely.
Because they had a blast, and the crowd loved them.
I asked Brian, they weren't even supposed to be there, and I said, hey, I'm going to have these things along. Can they run? And Brian has always supported our kids. And to let them come out and run in front of 5,000-6,000 people and get experience like that, it was awesome. Definitely can't thank him enough. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited for my boy to get into a big truck when it's time. And it's just been very hard the last little while. Just he's already 14, and anybody that knows CJ remembers when he was just 6 months and a year old, just barely walking. And man, time
It
flies. Absolutely does. Couldn't be more proud of him.
Nice. What other questions do we ask? Do you have a we call it a pucker moment? Any moment driving the monster truck where you're like, oh Jesus, ain't gonna be good.
Yes, I do. I have had plenty, but most of my pucker moments is while I'm strapped into my truck watching Lindsey out doing two-wheel skills. Oh, yeah, my Lord.
You never know what I'm going to do.
Oh.
I don't even know what I'm going to do half the time.
So we had to get new bodies on our trucks for Puerto Rico. Monster Jam, we were lucky enough, Monster Jam sent us to Puerto Rico last year, and they wanted brand new bodies on our trucks. And I had Bangor, Maine for Pretty Wicked at the All-Star Tour. And I'm like, Lindsey, you have a brand new body on your truck. Please take it easy. So Brian was nice, and he's like, Zane, let me send her out first. No problem. I understand, you just got to keep the truck intact. And Lindsey's like, at the All-Star event, it's awesome. You get to do best tricks, so you can do 2 of any tricks you want. Lindsey's like, I don't care. I'm not going to hit anything. I'm going to go out and just do a donut. Awesome. Great idea, Lindsey. So as she grabs high gear and is on the rev limiter and the truck is spinning end over end, she goes up over the berm of the racetrack, it hooks, and cartwheels her into the catch fence.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Brand new body. I don't think we talked the rest of that day. She got out
but I won the competition.
She did win. Well, I think Brian sort of helped us out and was like...
Whoops.
But I have had quite a few pucker moments. This past weekend, actually, I went past vertical on one of the wheelie ramps that had K-rails in it. And I actually landed upside down on a K-rail from, I don't know, probably 8-9 feet up. That hurt. Another good one, Danny Torgerson. We used to work for Monster X quite a bit back in the beginning stages. I used to always do media for him in the morning, and we were in Augusta, Georgia, 2012. He asked me, no problem, can you be there and do media in the morning at like 5 a.m. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Lindsey and CJ get up and watch Turn on NBC or whatever it was, ABC. And they were like, we're going to watch you from here. That way CJ can still go back to sleep. Okay, no problem. I go there, and they already had some of the tracks set up. There was like a caravan car, and I wasn't even really seatbelted in. I just sort of was driving around doing a hot lap and a donut. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I thought it would be a great idea on a concrete show to iron wall a car and van on live TV. And that thing corkscrewed, twisted, cage came down on me on live TV.
5 o'clock.
I'm like, what was I thinking? But anytime your truck makes contact with the ground without the shocks hurts, but especially on concrete or blacktop, it hurts. But I think that was probably one of the stupidest moments I've ever had.
That just doesn't sound good at all. And you weren't even belted in properly. What were you thinking as you were watching this happen on TV, Lindsey? Like, what ran through your moment?
I just want to go back to sleep. This can't be happening. I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
See, and I also wanted to mention, you probably learned how to wreck bodies from Larry Swim, because he would always wreck tailgates probably like every single weekend.
Man, do I miss Larry. Larry was very instrumental in why CJ behaves the way he does now.
Thank you.
Larry was, man, so many good people in this business.
The kids definitely grew up with a good group of guys.
Absolutely. Can't thank everybody enough. John Zimmer even.
Yep.
Lots of people that were very instrumental in taking our kids when they were younger by the hand and guide them, encourage them. I don't know. The Monster Truck family is definitely one one huge family. Sometimes it's dysfunctional, but it is one huge family. What's that smirk for, Cheech?
Huh? We are all dysfunctional. That's
Dysfunctional. Dysfunctional.
That's my George Bush impression, Brad. You stay at
Oh.
home in your little cubicle.
Hey,
Whatever you live in.
Hey, at least, you know, I'll admit this. I embarrassed myself in front of my hometown crowd. So there. I always had to bring it up every
You can
single
YouTube
episode.
that. If anyone cares, you guys can YouTube that.
It's on YouTube.
Watch it fall.
Did you guys ever see that video?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
Of me falling over the hockey dasher? Oh, God.
Oh my God, yes. That is right up there with Danny Barnes, one of the Monster Jam tech officials, running to recover. I think it was Matt Cody in Worcester, Massachusetts back in like 2014. YouTube it. It's hilarious. Matt goes out and at some point rolls over, and Danny Barnes runs up over the pod. And dude,
Scorpion.
he did a stinger impression, man, and I don't know how he didn't snap his back. But yes, you over the hockey dashers and Danny Barnes eating shit there in Worcester was always two of my favorite saved videos that I had to share with people.
But the thing is, that was in my hometown.
Oh no!
So the story about it, this was a throwdown show. I was helping out Trent Montgomery and Matt Brokaw when they were working for Cretan, right? So, and I helped out Matt years ago when he was with Darren Miga's same venue. So Josh Felix comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, we want to give you a chance in your hometown. We're gonna film it. We wanted, you know, because I was like trying to chase the dream insanely back then, right? It was like, this is what I want to do. I want to work in monster trucks. This is my dream." So they were like, "We're gonna film it," and that's the video they put up on their Twitter account of all videos. I'm just like, oh no. And the guy that was beside me was Matt Looker. I go down, and he comes right back up. He's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." and I made practice runs before that to make sure my fat ass can get over that 6 foot 300-pound fat ass. And then it's like, oh my God, I felt so bad.
Hey, I don't know how much time we got, but anybody that knows us, you know we got to plug some of the sponsors, and that really have become family and team members, obviously, but more or less family to us. And I don't remember where I was when I just went on this rant, but you know, I really got to thinking, like 717's wraps and graphics, ATI performance, transmissions, Wayne's towing, PCS powder coating. You know, you guys hear me yap about these guys all the time, but it's not something that I just say out of habit or say out of for no other reason than, my God, Wayne McDade has stepped up to the plate with the Wayne's Towing Mini Monster Truck program. 717 wrap, Steph over there, she always does an awesome job wrapping anything we need at the last minute. PCS powder coating has been powder coating everything for us, and the only reason Stinger Unleashed continues to do stoppies and moonwalks weekend after weekend after weekend is because of JC Beatty and Vince Forcade over at ATI Transmissions. I swear to you, I don't just say it because they give us anything.
They are crucial parts.
These guys and businesses, for no other reason than they want to help make these trucks the best they can. If it wasn't for those guys and gals, there's no way in hell we would be where we're at. Can't thank them enough from the bottom of our heart, our whole family.
Yeah.
And you know what? If there's anything you guys can do to help repay us or anything, is if you need any stickers made for some RC cars, Steph over at 717 actually sells full kits for Stinger Unleashed, Barely Tame, Master of Disaster, and Pretty Wicked. Give her a like on Facebook, and if you want to order an RC body, vinyl wrap, hit her up. Need anything powder coated, PCS. And if by any chance any of you guys out there are thinking about building a monster truck, I'm not even kidding. I've tried almost every transmission builder in North America, and it does not matter how destroyed my transmissions are. ATI has never complained about me. They have never been like, dude, this was your fault. They have never said, dude, you need to stop driving like this. On the contrary, JC and Vince over there are always like, well, if you're shifting like this, then we need to change this in here, and maybe we need to make a billet this and harden that. ATI over in Baltimore cannot thank you guys enough for your continued support in making these trucks last. I said it in my driving experience video. There is zero chance if ATI left the table of this team, there is zero chance the driving experience would be happening. We're so hard on transmissions that if I didn't have ATI's blessing and their backing and support, there's no way I would be strapping people into our trucks for the money we're charging, because ATI always has our back. So didn't know how much time we had. I had to get that off the plate because we're talking about, our whole team, and
they are definitely a crucial part of our team.
Absolutely a huge instrumental part of our team getting to where it's at. So thank you guys all very much.
Hey, we got all the time in the world, guys. So it's.
Don't tell me that.
And that's what I say. You guys are two of the most awesome people in the business that I've been able to work with. And I you know what? If Cheech ever goes to the driving school, I'm gonna have to. And my goal is if Cheech ever does it, I'm gonna beat Cheech.
Well, you two are more than welcome to come down and take one of our trucks for a spin. I'm sure somewhere in the past I owe you guys a favor for something, and you two have always been super cool and respectful to us. So I appreciate it very much. Come on out to Delaware, and we'll put you up for a couple of days and let you rip.
Cheech versus Brad, it's gonna happen.
Oh no! Oh no! Not at the same time. Not at the same time.
I gotta get clarification first from my boss. I could get a chance to drive one of theirs. So it's just I
always
drive a ride truck, and I'm happy with that.
I always gotta challenge Cheech into something. There's the rivalry because I'm
yeah.
Canadian. There's that rivalry.
First off, let's challenge each other on getting a flight ticket, so I can get one.
Yeah, well, borders are closed. Numbnuts.
That's not my problem.
So
Zane, you're in the United States. You're in Delaware. You're in Canada, or wherever, France, wherever you are at in Canada, Northern Territory with all those mooses and stuff.
It's Alberta. Okay.
Whatever.
So what do you guys have coming up next? With events starting to happen again, what's kind of like? Are you guys you guys have big plans right now? Or are you kind of just waiting to see how the world and everything kind of shapes up right now?
Well, Cheech, don't you pull that plug. I'm not going there.
We're not quite sure what's happening.
We're not sure quite. We were booked into some events for later in the year that I don't really know if we want to be a part of them, if we're going to be a part of them. I'm not sure what the future holds, but I know Jennerstown Speedway, we're back with the All-Star Monster Truck Tour, July 26th, I believe, the last Saturday of July. The week prior, Buck Motorsports Park, July 19th. We're supposed to be there. So the Buck, hopefully if the Buck Motorsports Park opens up, you guys all know that's always one of my favorite stops. It's where I was born and raised. Went to a lot of monster truck shows there. Jennerstown Speedway, huge crowds last year, awesome show. I had one of my best freestyles of the year last year there. Can't wait to go back there. That is on as far as I know. The Buck is up in the air whether the park gets to open or not. What else do we got? We got Gaithersburg, Maryland, huge stop on tour. It's pretty much the nation's fair, August 19 and 20. Bath and Fonda, New York. We got some more all-star shows. I'm drawing a blank on what else we got. We got Brownstown, Indiana, out of Brownstown Speedway in October. We got Longview, Texas in October. We were supposed to be in Lima, I think, but that's probably going to get axed. So yeah, we got quite a few shows. The driving experience is filling in there, here and there, but definitely StingerMonsterTruck.com or TwoMotorsports.com. My boy Mark is super awesome at keeping our schedule up to date, because until he came into the picture, it was 3, 4, 5 years outdated. Mark keeps it up to date, pretty much day to day. So check out there. We're actually adding an event in up near Scranton, Pennsylvania. In July, we're going to be doing ourselves. We're going to be doing a fairgrounds near Indianapolis in September ourselves, and then we're also going to be doing one in Ohio in October for the Renegade Monster Truck Tour ourselves. So we're adding a couple stops on tour.
Well, I'm not that far to Indianapolis. Just hopefully, how my schedule is, hopefully I can come by and see you guys.
Come on, man. Would love to have you. You can take us out to eat.
Applebee's. Anyway,
and, I hope you guys.
I tell you what, that Mark and always mention about how much fun he actually had at York with you guys, and we always wondering, like we even talk about the shop. We always wondering, hey, when you guys hit us up, we always like to enjoy spending time with you guys, and they always talked about how awesome the show were, and how you ran it, and how everything was during the time at York.
Well, that definitely means a lot. I mean, your bosses, Tim, Mark, June, everybody has always treated us awesome. We got our feet wet with working with them last year. They did a couple of events, maybe 1 or 2 events for us, and man, Mark killed it. Mark did so good. But unfortunately, the way this year shook down, I normally don't start booking trucks for our events until, I don't know, probably the better part of March, well, actually April or May. And it just so happened when COVID stuff happened, instead of trying to line trucks up for shows and then having to cancel them, I sort of waited. And now here we are in June, and we still, still
up in the air.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, understandable.
So anyway, but yeah, keep following us on Facebook too, guys, because unfortunately we have some sort of rough news that we're going to be posting over the next 1 to 2 days, as soon as some things cool down. Some updates we don't like to make, but unfortunately we have to take the bad with the good. So we want to keep all you guys updated, and we're definitely going to be omitting some shows from our schedules, coming up over the next couple days. So stick around. We'll be adding some shows, taking some stuff away. But us, we're always huge on social media, trying to keep everybody updated with what we're doing, because honestly, without all the fans that follow us and support us, I mean, we're really nothing. I mean, we really aren't. So yeah, I'm excited. We're just going to keep our head to the grindstone and do what we do best, and let's try and make lemonade out of lemons. I always mess it up, so I always pause before I say it to make sure I don't say raspberry juice or something stupid for no reason.
One thing,
if life gives you bananas, just chop them up.
I don't want to make eggnog out of lemons.
I just want to put one more thing for myself. I hope you guys make it up into Canada sometime soon. I know, I forget, it was like maybe
too.
5-6 years ago, Zane was actually supposed to do an event up in Edmonton for the expo or whatever in Edmonton. And I remember I was going to come down, help out, but last minute that show got canceled.
Well, I don't even know if it got canceled so much as I stole a go-kart when I was 18 years old from Tractor Supply, and man, I learned my lesson. I'm not going to take anything again. But I went to go into Canada the one time, and man, I thought I was like a convicted. I actually had to stop and think if I killed somebody.
Oh, that was that show?
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you guys wanted nothing to do with me coming in there. I'm like, I took a go-kart, man.
Hey,
I see nothing.
Come into Canada. I'll feed you Tim Hortons and poutine and take you to all the feed you with ketchup chips and all the good Canadian delicacies.
That is so gross. Hey. Ketchup chips.
What? Okay, there's nothing wrong with ketchup chips, dude. They are amazing.
But no, so I finally got all that cleared and expunged from my record, so I can now go to Canada again. It was like my huge. Well, we did Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did Winnipeg. But I'm probably over 20 hours away from Winnipeg. I want to say that's 2 provinces over for me. That's quite a bit of a drive.
Wow.
How long?
About, I want to say 20 hours, I'd say. If you're going to go straight buck 10 on the highway, which we're kilometers, so 110 kilometers is the max speed limit. So if you go buck 10...
I would get to Zane's house before you get to Winnipeg.
Yeah, actually, let me double check on that. I want to see how far it is.
Huh?
I said it's only you live what, like 10 hours away, maybe
12.
12 hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was close. It's about 18 hours. 18 hours 7
That's
minutes.
so closer. I play as a bad
Oh
guy.
man. So Cheech, do you have a lot going on the rest of the year for shows, or did a lot of your stuff close up?
No, I mean a lot of the racing side. A lot of it got ching gone. We've been now towards it's kind of towards the part of the year where we'll be focusing a lot about dealerships and fairs. So we'll be doing a lot of that stuff this year. Racing, just some of the stuff, the normal stuff that we normally do during the summer. But outside of that, it's on the fly, like you said. You just, since it's June, you know, we may pick up some shows, but I know we're doing a lot of dealerships this year.
Gotcha. I saw excuse me, Charlie Wagner asked if there will be a show in New York this year, and unfortunately not. We did the Monster Truck Fall Bash the last
2 years.
3 years
yeah.
there, and then we did it one in Lampeter. And the York Fair now moved to July, and the show would have ended up being on one of our busiest weekends of the year. So we weren't going to be able to do the Monster Truck Show for the York Fair again anyway, and then unfortunately because of COVID-19, the York Fair got canceled this year. So I don't know, maybe we can hit them up and we can get something going for 2021. So yeah, just wanted to answer that. No York show, unfortunately. Honestly,
Is there ever going to be a ride truck driving school?
Well, you actually start out in a ride truck when you come here.
Yeah, so the first probably 45 minutes that you're actually going to be in a truck, you'll actually be in Master of Disaster, wheeling it around the track just so people can get used to the rear steering. I mean, Cheech, like it's easy to watch it, but when you're actually in the truck to get used to the rear steering stuff,
it's difficult.
It is, and I want people when they get into the actual race truck later in the day, I want them to be accustomed to the rear steering and what to expect it to feel like, and you know how quick you can catch on. Like once your nerves and stuff get the best of you, they're going to have so much stuff to worry about with oil pressure and listening to me and making sure they do a good job that I don't want them trying to learn the rear steering in a race truck. So yeah, the ride trucks are going to be there tired up, and that's what they're going to start their day in.
Now, is the ride trucks that you have, they're manual, right? So if you turn the rear steer left, it's going to stay there until you actually manually turn it to the right, correct?
Yep. They don't have auto center. They're everything's manual, so you have to center it yourself. Which we actually don't put auto center on one. I mean, it's a couple thousand, probably $1,000, I guess, by the time we're done. Anytime you see a monster truck at a show have rear steer issues, 9 times out of 10, it's something in the auto centering device, and the ball switch is causing it to stick. And we also don't have auto center in it because the quicker and the more you have to run the rear steering while you're driving the truck around the auto center, the more you can get antiquated to centering yourself up, which is all a huge asset once you hop into a race truck. So, man, I just can't wait for the driving school to start this weekend. I wish it was Saturday already.
And again, that website is driverealmonstertrucks.com.
And you know what? We are by any means. I saw a couple people taking things out of context, saying that, the first real monster, the first driving school, blah, blah, blah. We are not. We are not claiming to be the first monster truck school. We're not claiming to be any of that. We are literally just trying to make ends meet as a family, start staying home more than traveling, and we also want to share our experience and passion that we have for the sport, and let other people do what we love to do. There are other driving experiences out there, I suppose. I guess Michael Harper maybe was doing one in Texas. I'm not sure if he still is or not, but the other stuff that's around, I saw there was 2 other schools. I don't know if they have a chip on their shoulder because we opened ours or what. I mean, they're trash talking us down and this and that, but I don't care. There's room here for plenty of driving schools. But I mean, our trucks are not, 1985, trucks. They are brand new, state of the art. What you see us run at Monster Jam, what you see us run at the World Finals in the Young Guns, that's what you're going to get to drive. It's no detuning the motors, no putting a rev limiter in it, no gearing them down, no. I mean, I'm going to make sure those trucks are up and ready to go for you guys. So you guys can come on and rip on them, and just super excited, man.
So as we start to wind the podcast down, one segment you probably met Jeff Richards' roller when he was with Monster X Tour.
Absolutely.
And he used to have the show Monster Truck Radio, and we always like to ask this. It's kind of continuation from that. Do you have any rental car stories? Any late night shenanigans or
I do,
anything?
But not the rental car story that everybody else is going to tell.
Oh, okay.
Asheville, North Carolina, 2012. Why do I remember this day? Because the guy that was paying me, Danny Torgerson, to run Stinger that weekend, actually, I think Roller and Woody Z were there with their rental car helping Danny out for the weekend. And you can't get into the building tired up. So I pulled straight ahead of the door, left enough room, obviously, for a rental car to get around. And I was in the zone by myself. Lindsey hadn't arrived yet because CJ was in school. I tire my truck up. And when I put the truck there in little tires, I knew there was not a rental car in front of me. So I tire up. And then Woody or somebody had made a comment to me that I needed to move so other trucks that were coming back from displays could get in. I never would have thought that somebody would have parked a freaking rental car like right in front of my truck. And it was so close to the front of my truck, I couldn't even see it. I hopped in my truck, started her up, put her in drive. Boom! What the hell was that? I put it in reverse, back up, forward, boom! About that time, I saw people flailing, waving their arms, and oh my God, I got out and I just felt sick to my stomach. I smashed the hell out of Woody and Roller's rental car with my truck.
Oh no!
I to this day probably have never been more embarrassed. I don't know why Danny continued to hire me. I'm glad he did, but he has forgiven me for quite a few stupid moments. And I don't know if I should even tell this part, but I can't remember the fella's name that returned the rental car. Like 2 weeks later, I asked him, I'm like, so how bad was it? And he said that he returned it, and he just acted like he was deaf. And they were like yelling at him, like, sir, your car. And he just kept screaming like he couldn't hear them and making signals that he was deaf and couldn't hear. And he said he just walked to ticketing, got his ticket, and left. So I guess nothing ever happened because I never saw a bill for it. But yeah, we've all been pretty crude rental cars. My story obviously was not me driving a rental car. It was me being ignorant and not paying attention that there was a rental car parked right in front of my 12,000-pound monster truck.
So you didn't get blacklisted then?
I did not. Danny has always been super good to Monster X Tour. We actually just rekindled a relationship with them to start the year. We did a couple shows for them, and I don't know. We definitely have fun. Like it's awesome going to Monster Jam shows, but it's awesome going back to where we started and doing stuff for Danny and Brian Wagner and everybody else that has been along for the journey of where we started and where we are now. Can't thank them enough.
Gonna say there's a quick question here from our YouTube. We're also live on YouTube from Booster FPV. He quickly asked, "How much is it to book for the Monster Truck Driving School?"
There's 3 different packages depending on what exactly you want to do on a truck. But I think the lowest package is $2,500, and it goes the whole way up to $4,500 and beyond, depending on how many add-on extras and stuff you want to do. And I get it. We aren't made of money and never were, and I understand a lot of people think that $2,500, $3,500, $4,500 is a lot of money, and it is. before you make a comment on social media or comment on something, and
Those are expensive trucks.
They are expensive trucks. Our newest truck, we have $185,000 into it. It is a brand spanking new Paul Cohen truck with a Richard Midget motor, Patrick shocks, Patrick housings, BKT tires. I mean, there's no two ways around it. You're getting into a state-of-the-art monster truck, competitive monster truck. Obviously,
and expensive parts.
Yeah, our family has a lot to lose, so we definitely wouldn't do this without proper insurance. And proper insurance to protect our family is expensive.
And safety tech.
And safety tech officials to make sure that when people roll over, that there's people there to recover your truck with fire extinguishers and actually care about your safety. Those things go a long way, and I'm going to make sure that nobody gets hurt. We want to make sure that everybody has the best experience possible. And, we had to buy a bulldozer to do this. We had to buy a track skid loader to do this. We had to spend $500,000 on 30 acres of property in the middle of Dover, Delaware, to have zoning allow us to happen. There's
a lot that went into
so much. And I just hope that when people start coming here, they realize that we did it the right way. We're open to suggestions. We're all we want to better this as it progresses. But my end vision is, 2-3 years down the line, I want to have a Monster Jam style hybrid track. So if you come to our track that we have now, and we pretty much passed you, and you decide you did good enough, and you decide at some point you want to come back, we want to have a Monster Jam hybrid arena track, so you can come again and pretty much start your day out, not with all the stuff you went through the first time, but now you can have a full day of practicing poppers, stoppies, that kind of stuff on the arena track. And then I even want to go one step further, and in our backfield, eventually I would love nothing more than to have a big stadium track set up with a backflip ramp. Obviously, it's going to be expensive, and not everybody's going to be able to afford it. But the visions we have for this, I've never been one to backtrack and not keep my eye on the prize. We want to make this something that is nowhere else. And so over the next few years, that's where we hope this transpires to, and hopefully people continue to support it and, speak positive about it. That's what the industry needs, is a lot more positive thinkers and positive mindsets.
One more thing, Zane. I actually saw the comment for it. So let's just say if another team wanted to come over and wanted to practice maybe a move or something locally that's close to you, are you open the doors to that if a team wanted to come in?
You would not believe how many teams already have asked us that question. And absolutely. Obviously we're going to have to buy insurance for it for the day. I'd be flattered. I don't need to be coaching these drivers. I mean, it's not that I'm a better driver or a teacher than anybody else, but if somebody wants to come, another team wants to come over and literally use our track, I would be all for it. Absolutely flattered and honored to have people come over. Everybody's welcome, free of charge. All of us need to help each other more often. That's one thing that we have realized hardcore over the last 3 months, and especially the past 7 days even. Like, we just all need to help each other in the sport. We're all in this together, and we're all in this for the same reason, and that's to support our families and keep making people happy. So absolutely, doors open for any of you guys and that trucks that are listening. Come on out, man. Doors always open.
So, is there kind of any last things you'd like to say to people that have been following you guys for a long time? And is there also any social media that fans and people can follow you guys on?
Yep, Stinger Monster Truck on Facebook, Stinger_Zane on Instagram, Drive Real Monster Trucks on Facebook, and I think that's pretty well it. But if you guys haven't been thanked enough, guys, I don't know how many people are listening and will watch this, 30, 100, 200 people. Like, my family cannot thank you guys enough for supporting us over the last 10 years to help build this team into what it is. Cannot ever thank you guys enough. And when I say thank you, like, we mean it from the bottom of our hearts for everything. Everybody's always been Team Stinger, supported us, the good, the bad, the ugly. And, we're going to do as much as we can over the next couple months. We got some pretty cool things we're going to start doing. And it's going to cost our family some money to give back to you guys. So definitely like us on social media. Got to get some sort of crappy stuff out of the way on social media over the next couple days that I'm not really looking forward to, but it's got to be handled. And then it's onward and upward, man. This weekend, MonsterTruck.com is officially open for business. And we are going to keep you guys updated every step of the way. I hope it goes as planned. And, man, let's get at it.
All right. Well, hey, it was about an hour and 30-minute interview there, Bradshaw. So
yeah, it's been a good one. And
Lindsey did most of the talking, so we're proud of Lindsey. Zane's going off to the background. He's starting to get darker and darker and darker by the hours be. And
take that the wrong way.
It's going. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I'm sorry. You know, I can't even see your eyes no more.
But I just want to say, you know, I'm gonna make the trek up there sometime soon. As soon as borders come up, I'm gonna book a flight. I'm gonna go up to Delaware.
You're not.
Down. Take it down.
Canada is up.
You know how many times I have to correct him about
I
have to go.
I said going down for me, okay? I'm up north. I'm a northerner, okay, guys? Come on.
Yeah, you need to say down, not up. Hey, I'm gonna come up to see you guys.
Did I say going up?
Gotta
oh
come
my
down.
god.
Yeah, you do say that.
It's habit. It's habit, okay?
Hey,
like,
Brad.
He's like, I'm gonna come hang out with you up in Illinois. I'm like, you're like up here, and I'm like down here.
I don't know if I could deal with both of you in person at the same time.
Yeah, you can.
Oh man, but no, I'm gonna make my way down there, and you know, hopefully, you know, finally be able to meet some of you guys. It's one of my goals is come down to the States and meet a lot of my friends that I've met online, but not in person yet. So actually, I've met Cheech in person, so I can say that.
I had to come to Calgary. Yeah.
Well,
Wonderful
guys,
Calgary.
Again, thank you for coming on the podcast. We definitely want to have you guys on again after the driving school has been you know, active for a while and get some feedback on what's been going on with that. And you know, we wish you guys so much success in the upcoming months. And you know, again, I'm gonna put it up on the screen one more time. Go to that website, driverealmonstertrucks.com, and you know, go check them out. Go check what they're doing. Support them. Any last words, guys?
We got to get CJ and Colton Kaiser and Lucas Johnson and them on, and you guys have to have a mini truck episode of the boys, man. They're becoming really good friends. They all have really good heads on their shoulders, and I would love to be sitting in my room, laying on my bed, watching CJ out here podcast with his buddies. You know what? Thank you for everybody that always encourages our kids too, man. And I don't know. Thanks for having us on. Didn't realize we'd be on this long, but you know, it's like
all
old friends.
Thanks to you, Zane. All thanks to you.
When I get to see Cheech, but yep. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for everything, guys. And yeah, we won't be strangers the next time. We'll make sure we get back on here soon.
All right, we'll do.
I'll try and talk more next time.
Thank you. You talked enough, Lindsey. You talked so much during this whole episode. Thank you.
When we're not around other people, she talks and talks and talks and talks.
She's
and
not.
talks.
I know. I believe it because I was there. She talks a lot.
He's witnessed me talking a lot.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I want to thank our people that help us out. J Concepts, Back Channel Productions, 6B Apparel. Marty Garza, have you got that book yet there, Zane? That Monster Technology?
I was talking to Scott Hess, Jerry Richmond, and them. I really do need to buy it. Like, it's sort of ignorant for me not to buy the book. There are so many stories I was overhearing, and I'm like, are you kidding me? No, it's in Marty Garza's book. And Marty is probably one of the most intelligent people I know. He's a very well-spoken dude. Much respect for everything he's done in the business. I'm probably going to actually go tonight and just bite the bullet, and I probably just need to buy one so I have some reading material. but no, I'm gonna pick one up for sure.
And another group, you just mentioned your wrap company that does, if you want RC body for Stinger, Pretty Wicked, Barely Tame, and also Master of Disaster, correct? Then you can go get that stuff also. What was the wrap company again that you were talking about, Zane? I'm sorry, I'm brain.
You're fine. It's 717 Wraps and Graphics, and she's on Facebook also. Shoot her a message, and she I don't even know how much they are. I know quite a few people that have ordered them said they were very, very cheap for the quality of they get. And they're also fitted for each of your bodies. They're not just the generic one. Like whatever body you have, she'll print the specs for that. But yep, 717.
The reason why I was saying that, just to show more options, Zane, because one of our sponsors is JB Scale Graphics. They do Bigfoot and Overkill Evolution. And other trucks coming in the works too. But I just wanted to get more people to know that there's other people in the United States that if you want the exact replica body of a truck, there's other options also. So
that's no problem, Cheech.
Oh, cool. Just no problem. Yeah, and also thank Hot Ten Coffee also, and we'll still do the giveaway for J.R. McNeil, and we're gonna wait until more people post. I may release it tomorrow, so just take a look at that. So that's a J Concepts T-shirt giveaway. So just look out for that. I'll be posting a video up I think tomorrow, and it was once again. J.R. McNeil and Sturmigator. What was his the biggest racing win that he had at Mount Pleasant? What year was that? And try to answer that in the original post. Probably scroll down a little bit and they'll be there. But once again, Zane, Lindsey, thank you so much. I'll see you down the road. You know that.
Yep. See you guys. Take care. Stay safe out there.
Will do. Take care, guys.
See ya.
I said goodbye.
Yeah. Are you leaving?
No. Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Anyway,
oh my goodness, that was the best exit yet. Yes.
Yeah, I said goodbye. I thought you guys were leaving. But yeah, once again, we'll be looking out for that one. Like I said,
man.
thank you for Joey Sylvester and High Octane Coffee. And also 6B Apparel. And also I'm going to get some decals, like I said, coming up. We already got a message. The T-shirt company, Below the T, correct?
Belowthecollar.com / Crush This Podcast. We got 2 designs. As soon as we sell, I believe it's 25 shirts. I'll put more. I will be able to put way more designs on. I think I have one more slot for one more shirt. Got to come up with an idea. 2 of you guys have already bought them. Thank you guys. That helps us out and be able to buy some new equipment and get some other stuff for us. That helps us out. Like I said, it helps us out be able to afford the programs that we use and be able to bring you guys better quality content. So,
and also, like I said, I talked to, also with Chris with 6B, if you guys want a crew shirt, then get it before Brad does, because he actually got his and it's not coming yet. Some people asked that also. All you have to do is just message either me or Brad.
Can you think what I'm doing right now, Cheech? Do you think you know what I'm doing right now?
Yeah, you're acting like a swan. Anyway, you message either me or Brad, and then we'll talk to Chris. And then by that time, Chris, he's been helping us out a lot. So thank you, Chris, for that. But when he gives us the price of the shirt and stuff like that, then just go ahead and we'll just connect you through PayPal. You go ahead and send the money to PayPal. The rest is history. So. Yep. For the crew shirts itself. You can either get either or the one that Brad is having now.
Let me grab it. Which is the OG design.
Which is still, you can still have the decal for it. And I have, I guess, I don't want to get up. But show the logo there, Brad.
Yep.
The crew shirt's based off of the background and the logo, the center logo of the crew shirt. So I think I posted it also. I think Thursday I'm going to wear it just to show people it. And if Brad wants to wear the old school one, you're more than welcome to. But next Tuesday, I will let you know who's going to be our guest. But Thursday will be Rick Stephens in the Samson truck. I know the Monster Cast guys did an interview with Dan Patrick, but this one's for the four-wheel drive jamboree. He's going to be doing the Lima show, and also talk about the Flight TV show that's coming up June 29th with him in it. So outside of that, it's been about an hour and a half, 30 minutes past what we normally do, but it's all good. Zane and them. So with the Crush Center logo, my name is Ayla Ush, and that's Brad Shaw. If he released that center logo, I'm Dan Agosh. But Brad does his thing. But you guys take care, live life, and I guess I'll do one of my little things too. But Tim Hall said this was pretty cool, saying, have a good night. Life is like a baseball game. Every place at home is a score, so please stay safe, I guess. I screwed it up. I'm going to get yelled at. I'm sorry. It's okay. Folks, live life, enjoy life, one love, and that's it for me.
Yeah, and hey guys, remember, have a positive mental attitude in life. That's one thing that I want to preach. Be positive.
That's my saying. I'm sorry, Brad. If you're not laughing, you're not living.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're not laughing, you're not living.
Be positive about life, guys. You never know how somebody's day is, so make sure check up on your friends, check up on your family, make sure people are doing good. And hey, I'm gonna say my own saying that I always do. We're gonna end this thing properly. All right, guys, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Peace.
Bye.